Do you believe that Britney was to Diddy and
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Cassie just name-dropped Britney Spears in the Diddy trial as she was on the stand.
And Diddy inviting heavyweights like Britney to flex his class.
What could possibly link music mogul Diddy to pop icon Britney Spears? An unexpected connection comes to light in court, turning the trial upside down. The tension in the room became unbearable as evidence of their ties through the mysterious Freaks-Offs party was presented. What was Diddy hiding, and why was his reaction so explosive?
Do you believe that Britney was to Diddy and
Absolutely. Absolutely. All of those girls, all of those Mickey Mouse girls, including Christina Aguilera, all of these children have been fit. Part of the reason why they can't tell you is because they were drugged when most of what was happening to them was happening. And what they have left are the memories and the nightmares.
Do you believe that Bieber has been trying to expose Diddy for years? Because if you look at his Yummy video, there's a lot of indicators that he was trying to expose what these elites are really doing to children. He used pizza images a lot.
Rihanna, all of them. Listen to their music after they get their big hit record and their deal. That Lou Taylor is friends with Diddy. They're all listed on the charter of that same church.
Over here. Y'all can bring the 500 cameras over here. Y'all can bring it to George Clooney or Tom Cruise or Will Smith.
So you're saying give Britney a break?
Give Britney or any woman or children, you're supposed to have rules to the game. There's supposed to be, there gotta be rules to the game. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And don't put nobody in danger driving, you know? I think that right now everybody's treating everybody in the world like they can't make a mistake or they have to be this perfect thing. Whether it's Barack Obama, Reverend Wright, whether it's Miley Cyrus or Britney Spears. Everybody has to be perfect. And life ain't like that.
Cassie just name-dropped Britney Spears in the Diddy trial as she was on the stand testifying. She said, Sean was there and he brought Dallas Austin, Britney Spears. I think those were the two that stand out to me. Now, what she is talking about is her 21st birthday party that took place on September 8th, 2007. The picture is right above. You see Britney with Diddy, Paris Hilton, and then there's Dallas Austin next to her.
This is gonna blow your mind. This is the evolution of Britney Spears from 2000 to 2024. And look what happened in 2003. Who's this guy? Anyone recognize him? And also pay attention to what happens in 2007.
Right now, P. Diddy is looking at spending the rest of his life in prison for human trafficking and also assault towards Cassie Ventura, who was his ex-girlfriend. Cassie Ventura has explained that one way P. Diddy would always try to manipulate her was trying getting other celebrities to come to parties, with one example being Britney Spears, who came to Cassie's 21st birthday party. That birthday party was actually the night before the 2007 VMAs, where Britney Spears had one of the worst performances of her career, and many called it the beginning of the end. And after that happened, Britney Spears actually came out apologizing for the performance, saying she was extremely tired, having no sleep the night before, and did admit to being hungover. Now it's been insinuated that story actually goes much deeper, where P. Diddy might have tried to set Britney Spears up that night, getting her drunk on purpose and keeping her up to try and get her to have a bad performance. From the point of view that P. Diddy had this idea that if Britney Spears' career tanked and she was losing popularity, she would be more reluctant to sign with his record label instead. From Cassie Ventura's point of view, she said that Britney Spears was just a pawn to P. Diddy to try and get her at that birthday party for Cassie, so she'd be so impressed she would date P. Diddy. It actually worked, because that was the first night ever Cassie Ventura did kiss P. Diddy. For Britney Spears, it's not likely she was ever seriously abused by P. Diddy, but it definitely seems like she was a pawn in his plans, and with that I'm Charles Sproul. Subscribe to learn something.
What is the Freaks-Offs party, and why has it ignited so much controversy? For years, this elusive event was something of an urban legend among Hollywood insiders, whispered about at after-parties but rarely discussed publicly. According to rumors, the Freaks-Offs party was an exclusive gathering of elite celebrities, shrouded in secrecy, with a hand-picked guest list. Entry was said to require an invitation so rare that even powerful Hollywood players spoke of it like a forbidden secret. The constantly changing locations only added to its mystique, and the activities allegedly taking place inside weren't exactly the kind associated with glitz and glamour. Until now, details were largely speculative, floating through gossip, blogs, and anonymous insider claims, never quite reaching public scrutiny. But this trial has changed everything. Evidence presented in court has shed unexpected light on just how central these gatherings might have been to power plays, secret alliances, and buried controversies within the celebrity elite. Reports suggest these parties weren't just lavish, social events. They were arenas for behavior that could destroy careers and reputations if revealed. While the specifics remain murky, the mystery has kept the public and media hooked for years. One name that surfaced again and again in those whispers was Sean Diddy Combs. With his undeniable charisma and deep influence in the entertainment industry, many believed he had both the social power to orchestrate such events and the connections to keep them hidden. His alleged involvement remained unconfirmed until now. Prosecutors have pointed directly at him as a key figure behind these events. And just when the revelations seemed to reach a climax, another name stunned the courtroom. Britney Spears. Once the embodiment of pop innocence turned rebellion, Britney's connection to the Freaks-Off's party took everyone by surprise. Her name alone sent shockwaves through the gallery and added an entirely new dimension to the case. Legal analysts say the trial has exposed how tightly managed celebrity narratives can unravel in an instant. What was once dismissed as tabloid fiction is now at the center of serious allegations. Whether Britney was truly a participant or simply caught in a web of assumptions remains unclear. But the mystery, and the powerful names involved, continues to fuel fascination. What was revealed in court has gone far beyond any prior rumors, leaving attendees stunned. And the question still looms. How does Britney Spears really tie into this shadowy world?
Now, instead of showing a photo at the end of 2024, I'm going to show you a video of how she looks now as of a month ago, so stay tuned. But here, the famous Meltdown 2027, I also found her reportedly going to Diddy parties in 2007, and then the whole situation. Coincidence? I don't know. You be the judge. Either way, she's looking pretty good afterwards, as if, she survived Diddy. I have nothing bad to say about Britney Spears. I hope everything's going well for her. I hope she continues to be successful. But at some point soon, it does look like she starts to become a slightly different person. But I'll let you guys be the judge. What do you think? Is it the same person from here to here and moving forward? Do we have a different Britney? Has she just aged? Is it none of my business? Is it none of all of our business? Either way, stick around, because in 2024, she has made an appearance about a month ago, and you're about to see what that is. I'm going to get out the way. Here you are.
I forget I'm famous sometimes.
2024.
I'm kind of old, but I thought it was kind of cool. The Sabrina girl, Carpenter, she said something about something. I was like, thanks, that's cool. She made me cool. Okay, maybe not.
According to a bombshell report by Shutterscoop, Diddy's been bragging for years about hooking up with Britney that very night. A longtime associate claims Diddy told this story dozens of times, laughing about how Britney was crazy in bed and out of control. He thought it made him look like a player, another notch on his belt. Photos from that night show Britney and Diddy cozying up together. Her eyes are hidden behind sunglasses indoors at night. Just to keep that in mind. Now, she was looking like she could barely hold herself together. In 2007, Britney was 25, a global superstar, but her life was unraveling. She lost custody of her 2 young sons, was battling addiction, and was trapped in a toxic conservatorship that controlled her every move. The media was ruthless, painting her as a fallen idol. Meanwhile, Diddy was at the peak of his power. Bad Boy Records mogul, fashion icon, party king.
How does one of the biggest pop stars of all time connect to such a shadowy world? That question gripped the courtroom as the prosecution unveiled new evidence tying Britney Spears to the infamous Freaks-Off's party. From the moment the judge allowed the mention of her name, the atmosphere in the room shifted entirely. For a trial already packed with salacious claims, this revelation took the stakes to an entirely new level. Gasps rippled through the gallery, and even seasoned reporters were caught off guard. All eyes turned toward Diddy, who sat frozen, his expression unreadable as the prosecution laid out their case. The evidence came in the form of a series of messages retrieved from an encrypted platform allegedly used to organize these elite gatherings. Prosecutors displayed email chains and text messages on the courtroom screens, carefully piecing together a timeline that appeared to show Britney being invited to and attending at least 2 of these exclusive events. One particularly damning. thread referenced a white-hot headliner making a surprise appearance. Another message explicitly named Britney as the guest of honor, a claim that immediately set the courtroom abuzz. These emails dated back several years, aligning with a period in Britney's life when she was under intense public and legal scrutiny regarding her conservatorship. Perhaps the most gripping moment came when a witness took the stand to verify the authenticity of the messages. This individual, a former assistant to one of the alleged party organizers, identified Britney's name in the logs and described seeing her appear at one such gathering. According to the witness, Britney was driven to the location in a private vehicle, escorted inside quickly, and kept away from other attendees for most of the event. Yet, despite her apparent isolation, the mere suggestion that she was present at these notorious get-togethers was enough to stun the court. The prosecution didn't stop there. They presented a photo entered into evidence, allegedly taken at one of the parties, showing a blonde woman bearing an uncanny resemblance to Britney standing in the background of a darkened room. While the image was grainy, the commentary from both the legal team and the witness left little doubt about who they were claiming it to be. The timeline made everything even more complicated, as these alleged appearances coincided directly with Britney's peak years under the control of her conservatorship, raising haunting questions about whether her involvement was entirely voluntary or if she had been coerced. As the evidence mounted, the weight of Britney's name in the trial became undeniable. For years, her public image had been carefully crafted, either as a pop sensation or as a victim of systemic legal and personal manipulation. Now, it stood at the center of one of the most explosive revelations the courtroom had seen yet. As the courtroom battles rage on and more secrets threaten to spill into the public eye, one thing has become chillingly clear. The lines between fame, control, and power are far more blurred than anyone ever imagined. Britney Spears' alleged connection to the Freaks-Offs party is no longer just a whispered rumor. It's now a central piece of a legal firestorm unraveling the dark underbelly of celebrity culture. Was she a pawn in a game far bigger than herself, or a willing participant caught in the crossfire of her own mythos? What's truly haunting isn't just the evidence. It's the silence of those who knew, the silence of those who watched, and perhaps, most disturbing of all, the silence of Britney herself. But this is far from over. More names could surface, more truths could crack the facade, and the world will be watching. So ask yourself, how deep does this rabbit hole go? And who's next to fall? Stay tuned, stay questioning, and whatever you do, don't look away now.